Hi everyone, my name is Iben, and welcome to a brand new episode of Tharmachati. As always, I am joined by my dear friend, Mr. Mike Sheets.
Yes, that's me.
Why
do you have me on these? Why? Like, seriously.
Some people say, new year, new me. Mike, on the other hand, doesn't say that at all. Okay,
I'm the same
so
me.
let's get started with the first disclaimer.
But I'm happy with myself.
I have taken on the advice of Mr. Mike Sheets, and I've told myself to time box and to just build until it's time to record, and if it isn't finished, it isn't finished, and it's clearly not going to be finished. But we're going to take a look at it anyway. And we're going to take a look at the Chinese area of Tharmachati.
Yeah, I think it just resets sort of expectations that these things don't take forever and a day to get ready. It takes a long time to get an episode ready. So here you get to see all the unfinished bits. Woo!
Woo!
Holy cow. Did Drac do that?
I did that.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did this.
Wow. Okay.
So this is based on the Phuket Zoo. They had a big giant dragon, and like I think at a point in time I saw the picture and I said, Mike, we're gonna have a big dragon. And I don't think you resisted at that point.
Well, I didn't resist. I was kind of like, yeah, sure, buddy. Okay.
But I like how it turned out.
It does look good. Yeah, I can't say anything negative or critical. It's awesome.
So
I don't know
this is
what it's for.
Well, this is an Asian water monitor habitat. So it's like the water dragon. So that's just it's just a cool fancy thing that they've decided to incorporate into this exhibit.
Oh,
and
cool.
I'm going to upgrade this little mini plaza a bit so it's more if it's more cohesive. But
yeah, there's a lot of space with nothing going on.
Yeah, exactly. So there's gonna be. It's important to know that the Chinese area has giant pandas, which are like the big thing in every zoo. So this entire area is going to have a lot of big spaces and a lot of place to walk around because it's going to be the part of the zoo that a lot of people come to.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and a lot of the animals that we're gonna see are not going to be like the big tier animals or like the super interesting ones, because zoos usually have that technique of, okay, we're gonna put a very famous animal at the back and you get to see all the lesser known animals the way up till that animal. Is that something that like theme parks do as well? Like with lesser known attractions?
I mean, so if an old area is being sort of rehabbed and a new coaster comes in, then likely you're going to have to change your paths up a little bit so that people can get there more efficiently. But it does typically, like everything else, gets lifted in that area too. So it gets a new coat of paint, or it gets some new sort of like bits and pieces.
Oh, okay. So you don't really... It's not like you have like a flagship attraction and then you try to get people on lesser attractive attractions? Directing them?
Yeah, I guess. It really depends on the layout of the park itself. I think zoos and theme parks are kind of intertwined in that way. Yeah. Just that it's sad that certain animals are like they're not desirable.
Yeah, and with zoos, it's all with the idea of, okay, we want to educate people about lesser known animals.
Yeah, exactly.
But in theme parks, that doesn't really exist.
There's a thing, and I don't know if it's the same way with zoos, but theme parks go through a period where an attraction is old, but it's not historic. It's actually something that Planet Coaster did well-ish. They have this sort of prestige thing, and once an attraction gets so old that it becomes historic, then it becomes something that people kind of seek out because it taps into their nostalgia. But there is a point, there's like a 40-year point where an attraction can still be old and it might be, destroyed, especially if it's too expensive to run.
Yeah, I think zoos have the same thing. It's just that certain exhibits have historic value.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, if an exhibit becomes too old, it's just not good enough for an animal anymore. And they usually then try to change it and put a smaller animal in it,
mm-hmm.
so it still works. But yeah, it depends. Most zoos will just improve their habitats whilst trying to conserve the buildings and exhibits that are national history and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's difficult.
That's the big difference between zoos and parks, is that with a park you are trying to attract an audience, and with a zoo you're trying to attract like an investor or a benefactor or something like that. Yeah. So you don't necessarily, the camels don't necessarily need to be the most sexy thing on the marketing.
Are you saying that Rudy isn't the most sexy thing on the market right now?
I think
could you?
He's married and he has a kid, so let's move past that.
Okay, so I went back to this area because this is pretty cool. If you arrive here,
I do like how that connects up. That's really, really nice.
You can see them. You can see the camels over here.
Love the backdrop buildings too. That's really just kind of cements the whole thing.
Yeah, I love it too. So there are views in this area. Some of them still need to be updated. You can see like the one on the left is the newer one. The one on the right is one of the oldest ones that I've made.
Yeah, it's a little boxy.
Yeah. It's
Wait,
like the level of detail.
You're saying you don't like the one on the left?
The one on the left is fine. The one on the right is old.
All right. I was like, are you sure, buddy? Because I think the one on the right's pretty awful.
Yeah. So here's our camel habitat. It's probably gonna have a few more animals, like smaller ones that join in. Cool. But I haven't found the ones that I wanted.
I really like the way that the poles are bent. Over time, they're just kind of like, yeah.
I try to incorporate the rust poles as well, but the effect isn't always that great, so I decided to skip it.
Yeah.
And let it be for now. But yeah, I like where this area is going. As I said, these are not the most super attractive animals, but that's okay because we're going towards the more high-end animals. Okay, talking about animals, we are using a few modded animals in this episode. All the information about those you can find in the description. You'll see them when you see them. You'll know when you know, and you can find everything in the description.
All right, excellent.
And I'm saying this because I'm segueing into one of the first modded animals,
okay, cool.
Which is a tufted deer, which you can see all the way in the back.
Oh wow, they're... What? That's a deer?
Yeah.
They don't look like my deer.
Oh dear, you don't know your deer.
Well, we have whitetails.
Oh yeah.
Okay, they're very chunky.
They're the smaller kind of deer.
Okay.
But this was like a cool little exhibit. I don't know where I found this. I saw a reference picture for this, and it's pretty close to what it is in real life. But
that's
I
cool.
Can't for the life of me remember what it was from.
So
but again,
that fence is pretty low. Would you be able to like feed?
No.
No? Okay.
Because there's...
Oh, I see.
Hot wire. There's the idea that there's hot wire.
Don't deer jump?
Yeah, this is one of the...
Is that what they're really good at doing?
I've said this on Bro Nation as well. This is one of those exhibits that just... Nah. But I like how it looks.
Okay. You're the animal man. I guess you have... I guess in 2022 you have adopted the good enough.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, you treat me like Mass Bandit in this project, so... So yeah, this is another exhibit that was originally, this has Chinese alligators. And you called me the Animal Man, and the Animal Man made a big giant mistake.
Okay.
Because I thought that Chinese alligators were quite big. And then I came to the conclusion that they are not quite big. And I should have known, because I know that Chinese alligators aren't big.
You've given them a giant world.
Yeah, so most likely these are going to be replaced with another type of crocodilian that is a bit bigger than this, because this is a little bit too small.
I adore the rock work here. Holy crap.
Yeah, I like this too.
You did that? Yeah, that wasn't like a off the workshop or anything?
Me.
Wow.
This rock work does come back in the other exhibit as well, the final exhibit for this episode. But yeah, I like it. I like the combination of like the rock work and the fence and
the pea soup green water. I love that.
And it's going to be super difficult, and I don't think it's going to be able to work. But
you're trying so hard to keep that sight line. I can tell.
You know me by now. You know that I try to preserve sight lines that would probably in real life never be able to be preserved.
I was going to say, the only thing you can do is drop the land in between the two.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. And I think that actually would make sense.
Hooray, I helped.
See, that's what...
Money, please.
Hey. I give you money every month.
That's what I was waiting for.
So now we're moving closer and closer and closer to the giant panda house, which I'm still working on. And this is one of the coolest areas, one of the most new and renovated areas.
Okay. Yeah.
So
trying to hype me.
Yeah. Originally at the back there was a cage for monkeys.
Okay.
But recently they've upgraded it
to a playground for fat kids. Kidding. I'm kidding. I don't want the letters. Please don't send letters.
You're gonna be cancelled again.
Oh, it's fine.
So the idea was originally you could walk up to the cage. They now have stripped the entire cage of the mesh. They just dug a moat around it so it became a monkey island, and they've used the original cage as the basis for their climbing frame.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's actually really, really cool.
I like the history that this area shows.
And do they use it?
They were using it. There you have it.
Oh, there we go. That's cool.
They were already using it in the back.
Oh, this is really freaking cool.
Yeah, I like it. And these are golden snub-nosed monkeys.
Is that another mod?
From northern China. And we have a very unusual companion, which is a moose.
Hey,
and
a dead
the
moose.
idea comes... she's sleeping.
So this is...
This come on, you can do this. Yeah, there you go.
That seems a little steep for a moose.
Yeah, I still need to fix it.
Okay.
I need to smooth it out.
That's a pretty model.
Yeah. So the idea of this exhibit is also based on an anecdote that
they use the tree.
I read. Oh yeah. That
So,
was a bit weird.
hold on before you go into your thing. It just fell out of the tree. But is it because this is a modded animal that they prefer to be more up in like climbing and stuff like that?
No.
How did you?
I don't think so. Recently, the animals use the climbing frames a lot more, at least for me.
Oh, okay.
And the trees as well.
That's cool.
Yeah. So back to my tangent about zoo history. As a kid, I had a zoo book, and it talked about the history of a lot of things. And it had an anecdote about how in the Hagenbeck Zoo there was a monkey island, and each night the monkeys escaped. Like each night, and they had no idea how they could escape.
Oh,
And eventually, one of the keepers stayed at night, and what they noticed was that the moose in the neighboring exhibit was able to escape. And the monkeys were smart enough to keep fruit and other vegetables with them, wait until the end of the night,
oh my gosh,
lure the moose towards them. They would jump on its back, and that way they could cross the moat of their exhibit. And I like that story so much that I was like, yes, I want to incorporate that in an exhibit.
Could they actually live together?
I think they can. Like, there have been... It's not a combination that's been done in zoos so far, but it's within the realms of possibility, because monkeys have been combined with other herbivores, and these are all female moose, so you won't have like super... There's no chance that the antlers would hurt the monkeys. But yeah, I must admit, I really like this exhibit, even if it's sometimes a bit wonky.
I love they're doing zoomies. That's funny.
Super fun.
That's really cool. That is definitely a highlight. I was expecting to like ridicule you for being all like, "Oh, this is the coolest area." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
This is a cool area. I like.
So can the moose get into that lower moat, or is that?
Yes. So there is like this terraced, sloping thing over here. It's also based on a real-life exhibit with the gold snub-nosed monkeys have that as well.
It's a good use of the waterfall.
Yeah, as I said, I still need to tinker with it a bit, but again, Iben, you need to accept that not everything is going to be right with this episode.
Seems like you're okay with it. Sounds like you're doing all right.
New year, new me, Mike. New year, new me.
Don't change everything.
No, I will keep being my grumpy, pun-induced self.
Oh, maybe lose that. No, I'm kidding. You do you, Iben. You do you.
Aww. So
Haven't heard enough time.
That's true.
And there's the giant panda temple.
Yes, this is going to be the Panda complex.
Wow.
Which will feature a bunch of animals.
It's very blue.
Yeah, like me. We're not gonna keep making this joke. So the train ride is going to pass by, and it's going to have a station here, which makes sense because you would want to be able to get to this area quite quickly. And given that we're gonna have a giant aviary over here, if you ever get birds, you need to and the train goes through the aviary. You need to give people the chance to get off before going in through an aviary, because people can be afraid of birds and stuff.
It's a great. Yeah, they should. I don't know why they went to a zoo, but whatever.
I have a friend of mine goes with me to the zoo, and she's afraid of birds. We simply don't go to the birds.
Oh my gosh, just like, never mind. I'm not getting into it.
Yeah, she's a friend, so please don't offend my friends if you could.
Does she watch your YouTubes?
I have no idea. So in this area, I want to have a Chinese themed garden. But obviously my favorite gardener is always busy, and I don't even know if Kinderly is feeling up for it.
He's actually a really good gardener. Not the
Kinderly
best.
Is a good gardener.
I would definitely put that on. Well, anybody doing the Blumenau Botanical Garden project? Let's see.
Oh yeah, Roman could be.
Yeah, Romano Pulations.
Yes.
Yeah, he's pretty fantastic with...
Yeah, I've been wondering if we should ask him, and I think for that area, he might be a great choice. So if you're watching, contact us.
Yeah, I could see having a traditional Chinese garden there would be very lovely.
We are getting lazy. We need people to help us.
Well, because so that area is also, that's banquet area, isn't it? go back to that?
Yes.
Yeah, so that would make sense that you would have like wedding pictures taken in the Chinese garden and
Yes, exactly.
yeah, nice. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I've shown everything that I could show in this area and overshown it by this.
Yeah,
There's
you
not
got
much in this.
No. You did a lot. It looks good. Looks very well put together.
Yeah, there's still need some details, but I need to be I really still need to convince myself that it's okay.
Yes. You're doing okay. You're doing all right, buddy. Just power through.
I like this view. I know it's not much, and I know it's a lot of jankiness.
Oh, I love it.
It feels so much like a zoo.
Yeah.
That I really like it. Yeah.
Did you have that circular tower there already? Or did you see Koali's tower and you're like, ooh, that looks good?
Oh, don't get me started.
Uh-huh.
My circular tower has been on the other side of the zoo for ages now.
Sure. Prove it.
We're not gonna go
I've got
back.
timestamps to you.
Yes. You know that I save all these files.
That's true. You probably have like a hard drive just full of Tharmachati files.
Yes.
All right.
So, I'm going in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to try to work on this area some more. I want to try to get at least start the Panda experience, whatever I'm gonna call it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're also March, so it might be possible that Frontier barges in and says,
right.
"Yo, you need to build something else first." So
I wonder what it's gonna be this time.
I have no clue, and I'm actually quite happy that I have no clue at all this time.
I know you've been able to like pinpoint every DLC that's gonna be on, and now it's like, oh, we didn't expect to get to year 3 worth of improvements here.
Yeah, exactly. I was sort of able to always say like, yeah, it's gonna be this, and I think it's going to be that, but like, yeah, now I have no clue. My only hope is that it's going to be birds. I really hope it's going to be that.
I don't think it's going to be that.
If it's not birds, then I think it's going to be a tropical region again, because we had like South America and Southeast Asia pack in March, and both of them were tropical. So I guess that would be the most logical next one. But I really hope it's birds. It's time. It's time.
I wonder if they'd return to India, because they haven't done like an India like super pack or something like that.
Oh, that might also be super cool.
Yeah.
That would be amazing to give us an India pack when Heart of India is pretty much finished and there's no room to expand in that area. But
hey, zoos can always push things out, pull things in, doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
We've been rambling again. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode, and well.